Hey guys, Kathleen Sposato here with Sposato Uncensored. Today we're featuring a letter in the Pomfret Times. This is not this month's, this was the previous one that came out, but this writer also wrote one in this month's. This is entitled Naysayers versus Yeasayers, to the editor of the Pomfret Times. I have lived in Pomfret for almost 48 years. Now, if you don't know, the people that have lived here longer, they have more of a say than us that have only lived here for about 4 years. So that's a fun fact to know about Pomfret. So this is why this statement jumped out at me. In addition to raising my 2 children and working for 25 years at Quinebaug Valley Community College, I have done my part to help make Pomfret one of the best places to live by being involved in the community. Second thing I did after moving here was get involved with the community. I've been involved since the very first year. And so we agree here, that's what you do when you're a good citizen. You contribute when you can. I have served on the PTO, me too, and Booster Club, Library Board of Trustees, and Democratic Town Committee, helped establish Pomfret Horse and Trail Association, and recently completed 20 years in the Board of Finance, including the past 8 years as chair. Why? Because I believe in giving back to the community. I guess if you have to tell people that you believe in that, I don't know how wholeheartedly you believe in that, but I think the majority of Pomfret residents love living here and are proud of what it has to offer. An excellent school system, hundreds of acres of open space, state parks, and the Connecticut Audubon Society, 2 libraries, excellent restaurants, a new bulky waste facility, dedicated town employees, a first-rate volunteer fire department, and a government run by capable, knowledgeable, and hardworking residents, including all those who volunteer their time to serve on boards and commissions. Well, thank you, because I serve on a board currently. Unfortunately, a small number of folks from the Republican Town Committee have decided to sabotage the work of the first selectman and try to find something, in fact, as many things as possible, to discredit her, as well as the Board of Finance. Fun fact, person writing this just told you they were a chair for the past 8 years in the Board of Finance. Fun fact, First Selectman is the owner of this newspaper. So just keep that in mind while you're going through this letter. The continual harping on topics such as the Pomfret Forest, where they built the party deck without a permit and took allegedly $80,000 of ARPA funds. Filling of vacancies on town boards, where the Board of Finance didn't follow the way you're supposed to fill a vacancy seat recently, and that's filed a complaint, and that's working through the complaint process. And the budget process, as well as spreading of misinformation, has negatively impacted the morale of many elected officials and town employees. So I think the ones that are affected negatively with their morale are the ones probably doing things the wrong way. And let's be clear, the people doing things the wrong way, some of them are serving their 2nd and 3rd term. So should they really be doing things the wrong way by now? I mean, I've only been in here a few months, and I've understood what the right and wrong ways are. It is sad and discouraging to see other residents criticizing, making false claims, submitting a barrage of freedom of information requests, and implying the town's government is poorly run by greedy, unethical citizens who don't care about Pomfret or its future. That is far from the truth. Okay, I would think that if people are fighting for freedom of information to get to the facts, then they are trying to get to the truth. So it's not far from the truth, it's actually trying to get closer to the truth. I am proud of my service on the Board of Finance. We know. We work diligently to keep Pomfret fiscally healthy, approve responsible budgets that avoided costly referendums, and keep tax increases at as minimal as possible. Fun fact, we don't have a referendum, so you're not really avoiding costly referendums because we haven't offered those. And they're not costly when you look at the grand scheme of things. When you're paying $5,500 for a friend to reshare things on social media, $2,000 for a referendum for more people to be able to vote isn't that much to ask. Also, fun fact, the 2024 audit is not done. It's not complete. So if we're being fiscally responsible and everything's being transparent and there's the truth out there on their side, why is our budget from 2024, 2025 not done? And you were the chair for the past 8 years, so you were involved in the financial side of it. So why is it not done? I am proud of my service on the Board of Finance. We worked diligently to keep Pomfret fiscally healthy, approve responsible budgets that avoided. We operated with honesty and integrity, following the state statutes and making decisions that were in the best interest of the town. That statement's a bold-faced lie because they didn't follow the state statute with the non-lapsing fund. You can find more about that on my website, but they blatantly lied here in the paper saying they followed statutes because the statute for that fund changed in 2024. and they still were trying to follow the old statute and take money from it in 2025. The Board of Finance voted to take money from the Board of Ed's non-lapsing in 2025, which went against the state statute at that time, and just finally got remedied last month, almost a full year later at our meeting, and the money went back to the right place, which was the Board of Education, but only because I had been asking month after month after month, digging through old minutes, and I finally had to call the town auditor to verify the last few pieces. I had to FOIA information on it because people were stonewalling me and ignoring me and gaslighting me and taking the public talking about these clean audits that we have when we don't even have our audit done, guys. This should be illegal to be writing fake statements like this in the newspaper, in your friend's newspaper. I hope the small group of naysayers can stop their petty campaign of negativity, start focusing on the positive, and help make Pomfret an even better place to live. Margie Whoppy. I hope Margie and her friends in government can stop lying to the public, stop gaslighting the public, and start actually following the statutes. I'm going to read you one more fun thing that I have up on my computer screen here. From the citizens' comments at a recent Board of Finance meeting, either last month or the month prior, Margie came and it says, M. Whoppy wished the Board of Finance good luck with this year's budget. As a former BOF member, she also wanted to put on the record that on April 2025, the non-lapsing fund was handled the same way it has always been in the past years, and that it had always been used to offset education spending for the BOE. So Margie goes a year later, after it's come out and all the people behind the closed doors know they did it the wrong way, to still put on the record in the minutes that it was done the way they always did it, trying to insinuate that it was correct. But the statute changed in 2024. So please, guys, see through the gaslighting, see through the BS and the fluff pieces in the Pomfret Times. Who wrote the letter? The previous chair, who also took the money that didn't go with the statute. A friend of Maureen, who owns the newspaper, is the first selectman, and freedom of information isn't an attack. Literally, freedom of information is there for us to get the information. When you lie, when you hide things, when you don't do things right, and when you don't follow statutes, Margie. So that is my piece today. If you learned something, let me know. If you see something else out there that you want me to review, let me know. I'll read minutes. I'll listen to audio. I'll go through the Pomfret Times, and I will give you the real story of what's behind the smoke and mirrors that they are pumping out into Pomfret, and this has been going on for many, many years, and the naysayers are just calling it out, calling it how it is, and we're letting you, the citizens, decide, what do you like? What do you think is better for Pomfret? Lying to you, telling you things have always been done right, taking money from the wrong places, putting it in the wrong places, doing things behind closed doors, or being transparent, sharing with the public, giving you the documents to back it up, and really fighting for the freedom of information. Me and these guys are all elected officials. You put us here and you can take that away from us. So you let me know, what do you like?